Good to go.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Okay, great.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Yes,
Thanksgiving.
happy Thanksgiving.
We will call to order this Wednesday, November 24th, 2021 meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Elections. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spillvogel,
Here,
Commissioner Vogler,
Here.
Commissioner Boyd.
Here. We have a quorum. Public comment. Any member of the public wishing to make comment to that?
stand in line.
Oh, just not public, but may I ask after new business, I have one item to bring up, if I may. Thank you for that.
Approval of minutes from November 17th, 2021. Give my colleagues a minute to look those over and take a motion to accept or alter.
So moved.
Second. Motion second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Question on the motion. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. The only new business we have today, before I'll open the floor up to either of my colleagues for anything else they might have, is certifying the results of the recount at Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court, as ordered by the Pennsylvania Secretary of State from the general election held on November 2nd, 2021. I will note, again, this was a state mandated recount. Those occur whenever statewide races. The results of one candidate are within half a percentage point of the next candidate. We are ordered to have a recount of that election. I'll note that our recount took place over 2 days. First day we did the mail-in ballots on the machines that were at the various precincts. Second day we did the in-person votes on the machines that we use to count the mail-ins, which again, that's how you comply with state law. The three of us sat through a process, very long and arduous process,
Yes.
where we personally, the three of us, reviewed with watchers from both the Republican and Democratic Party, as well as representatives from the Office of Voter Services, reviewed every single undervote and overvote cast in the election, undervotes being ballots where an individual or voter only voted for one or none of two candidates, overvotes being an example where if you were allowed to vote for two candidates, they may have voted for three. As a result of the recount, it only added one singular new ballot to the equation. What I assume happened there, and we don't know for sure, but what I assume happened there was that you had an individual who maybe shaded in too lightly and it didn't pick up the first time, which we were able to catch, correct, and scan through upon the recount. And we had instances of that across the board, but that's what I assume contributed to the one more ballot registered. The results did change, but I believe the rank order in Lawrence County stayed the same of Stacey Wallace, Drew Crompton, Judge Dumas, and I think Judge Sturgeon. Spurgeon. Okay, I didn't vote for him, so I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce his name. But so the result, we did add more total votes to those individuals. Again, I think that's a result of us catching some potentially mismarked ballots and remediating those, putting them back through the machines, ensuring that they do scan, ensuring that every vote does count. And again, one more ballot was added, most likely for that reason. Tim, is there anything that I missed that you want to call attention to, or any additional comments you want to make on the recount?
You guys examined over 5,000 ballots in those 2 days. Right? Tell you that. So,
I think that was one of the interesting, if not amazing, I think I have to say just amazing that there were that many undervotes
undervotes were a lot.
and no votes, and amazing that,
With that being said, yeah, over 5,000 undervotes.
wow.
If I may note, a couple things very quickly. Commissioner Spillvogel and I attended our county commissioners conference down in Dauphin County. And of course, as Commissioner Boyd noted, we finished this up, was it Friday or Thursday? I think it was Thursday.
Mhm.
Thursday.
Mhm.
There were a number of counties on Monday that were still going through that
Yes.
process. In fact, there were some commissioners who couldn't come to the conference for that very reason. So it
Yes.
speaks well for our efficiency.
Yes.
And then from what I understand, now that the counties have submitted their new results to the Commonwealth, that Judge Crompton has conceded the election to, is it Judge Dumas? I'm not sure. She's still in the court right now in Philadelphia. So Judge Dumas. So he has conceded the race to her. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Absolutely. I'll add, I want to commend the efforts of our election team here. They were very diligent in ensuring the security, safety, and accuracy of this election. I know every member of our staff here was working around the clock just to ensure that this
Right.
recount was accurate, and
Yes.
everybody had a role to play. And we're
And there was no fighting between, we were all there counting,
No, in fact-
between parties or anything.
You're
It was-
right.
No,
It was a very,
genuine.
yes, well executed, gathering there, because we were there throughout 2 days.
We reached consensus on a lot of the few ballots that did come up that were maybe questionable in terms of intent. The three of us concurred. And I think I think it was good having both parties
Yes.
there, with
Yes.
representatives from both county committees. It was good for them to be there and see it.
And that's probably something that we just to briefly explain what we were looking for when we were examining those ballots. If there was a ballot that either was not registering or was damaged or that was marked inappropriately, our job was to determine the voter's intent
Yes.
and correct the ballot to allow it to scan and show that intent in the results.
Right.
So I just wanted to, that was our official role.
Right.
Yes,
Anything?
right, nothing else to add.
Great.
I'll take a motion to approve resolution 2021-04 reads, now therefore be resolved, Lawrence County Board of Elections is hereby certify the results of the recount of Pennsylvania Commonwealth Court ordered by the Pennsylvania Secretary of State for the general election held on November 2nd, 2021.
So moved.
Second,
The motion was second. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I will note, these are the recount results.
Yeah, that's tabulation.
Tabulation results. I'll note, Judge Dumas, vote count, this is the recount results, 6,195 votes. Judge, is Spurgeon a judge?
Yes.
Judge Spurgeon, 5,567 votes. Attorney Wallace, 9,838 votes. And Judge Crompton, 8,948 votes. And those are our officially recounted results. We have motion second. Hearing no further discussion, question on the motion. Chris, please call the roll.
Commissioner Spillvogel?
Yes.
Commissioner Vogler?
yes.
Commissioner Boyd?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Is there any, we'll go to Dan first, any additional business?
Thank you, appreciate it, Mr. Chairman. Well, as I noted, Commissioner Spielvogel and I just got back last evening from the fall conference of the County Commissioners Association. And I'd sent an email to Commissioner Boyd and to Tim, but I do want to note for the record that we were made aware that on January 24 of next year, the Department of State and the County Commissioners Association of Pennsylvania are going to be sponsoring, it looks like a one-day joint election conference at the Farm Show Complex in Harrisburg. And we'll be getting more detail about this. I believe the 24th is a Monday. And it states that this gathering will be for county officials, solicitors, and election directors. So I'm hopeful that I would certainly, assuming he'd like to go, I would certainly be in support of having Mr. Germani attend or anyone else from the staff that would wish to. And I think if any or all of the three of us would like to go, I think it's important that we, given we've got a big election coming up next year.
Yes.
And so I just wanted to make everyone aware that this conference will be taking place. And We have all 67 counties invited. It's probably a good place at which to have it.
Mhm.
Correct.
Big facility. So I hope we can be participants in it. So
Yes.
thank you much.
Thank you. Loretta, any new business? Tim or Sue, anything from the elections office that needs discussed?
Not discussed, I just wanna tell everybody thank you for everything, but this was a rough one, it was a rough one. We got through it, and I just, wanna thank everybody, staff, commissioners, thank you.
You guys did a
Job
phenomenal,
well done.
phenomenal job
Yes.
throughout both the initial election and the recount.
Yes,
You know, I think that's a testament to your work ethic, your knowledge, as well as a testament to former elections director Ed Allison for making sure that our office was prepared in any eventuality.
Speaking of Mr. Allen,
yes,
and Susan, you'll appreciate this. They have breakout sessions at these conferences, and I went to one that dealt with language barriers for folks that perhaps are new to the country or don't speak English and have a different language in their homes. But there were two women from the Department of State who put on this presentation. And when we went around the room and I mentioned I was from Lawrence County, they lit up and they both knew Ed, and they expressed their sympathy to all of us on Ed's passing. They basically said that there were times that they enjoyed working with Ed, and there were times that they found it challenging to work with Ed. But we all know that.
challenging,
Yeah. But they were very complimentary of Ed.
yes.
And I wanted to bring that back to all of you. I thought it was very nice of them. I gave their names to Loretta. She has their names. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Absolutely. That being said, I'll note that the next election board meeting that we have, which will probably be before the end of the year, because we need to deal with two matters. First and foremost, we're going to need to officially appoint a new elections director. So we'd probably like to get that done before next year and the official start of the next campaign season. And number two, it's still under investigation. We do have to deal with Stickergate.
Yes,
And what was that, the 8-1 or the 5-1?
8,
And the 8-1. And so we'll look to call a meeting here,
Yes,
probably closer to the end of December to deal with some of those wrap-up issues.
Has that matter that the chairman just referenced, has that been brought to us in written form, to your knowledge?
not to me, no,
So there's been no formal written complaint filed?
no, just a verbal.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. With that being said, I will adjourn this Wednesday, November 24th meeting of the Lawrence County Board of Elections. Glad to close this election out. Happy Thanksgiving to our board.
yes. Yes, thank you.
Glad you brought that forward.
I did.
I just feel like-
Have a safe trip tomorrow.